What's going on, veterans, military service members, transitioning service members? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Veterans Claim Servants Off the Battlefield podcast. We are excited that you tuned in. Today, we're going to be talking about an informal conference, what it is, what a higher level review is, and what do you say during your informal conference and how it works. Okay. Before we get going, make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, share this out with a fellow veteran or somebody going through the benefits process or the claims process with the VA. And if they can get help, that's what we want. We want to provide the education, resources, and tools that you need so that you, the veteran, military member, or if you're about to file for a claim, can be in the best position to win your claim. All right. So again, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that notification bell. And if you served, thank you for your service to our country. At Veterans Claim Servants, we are veterans serving veterans, and we appreciate your service to our country. So let's get into what a higher level review is. You have filed your claim, you have been denied. Now, what are your options? Remember, you have 3 appeal options. Okay. You can do a higher level review where you cannot submit new and relevant evidence. You can do a supplemental claim where you can provide new and relevant evidence. And you can go to the Board of Veterans Appeals, which is my last option that I would recommend for you to pick. So let's talk about the higher level review. Okay. So you filed your claim, you've been denied. Now what happens? Okay. You have the option of having your first time claim or a supplemental claim reviewed without filing an appeal to the Board of Appeals. Okay. So you can request a VA higher level review where a senior level VSR adjudicator determines if an error or difference of opinion changes the outcome of your claim. So you're looking at your rating decision letter. You've identified errors, evidence wasn't used. They're saying something that is wrong. You need to higher level review it. You need to talk to a senior level adjudicator and you need to say, look, you said this, and this is what I submitted, and this is not included in my evidence. Or you're talking about my back, and I submitted something for my ankle, or the CMP examination was unfair. Whatever your discrepancy is, you need to clearly articulate that, and you need to go through that rating decision letter if you've been denied of your claim. Okay. In addition, if the reviewer determines the VA didn't help get the evidence needed for the claim, they will close the review and open a new claim to collect the missing evidence, which is important. That's a duty to assist error. They will let you know, hey, veteran, hey, Mr. or Miss so-and-so, we identify duty to assist errors and we are going to correct them. And then next, the VA will notify you of the steps they will take to fix that error. Then before deciding on your case, the VA will help you collect the missing evidence as well too. If the reviewer finds an error, it may result in a change in the initial decision of your claim. So it's very, very important. Now, when you are doing your higher level review, if you're filing it online or if you're filling out the 0996 form, it's going to give you the option. If you have an attorney, they will help you, or a representative, they will help you with this, and they will be your representative. They can be with you at the higher level review conference before the senior level adjudicator. If you are by yourself, that's fine. And I'm going to tell you what you need to focus on and what you need to say. But you would select the informal conference option as the veteran. And at the informal conference, you need to know what you are going to articulate to that senior level adjudicator, that rater, right? You're getting a second set of eyes on discrepancies that you found in your rating decision letter. So you can say, you need to know what you're going to talk about. So when they call you or they schedule a call to VA, you need to be prepared as the veteran as to what you're going to say. You need to have your talking points and you need to be clear and concise. They're not there to grill you. They're there to look at your decision letter, to see what was adjudicated, to see why you were denied, and to see what the discrepancies are and see what they can do to correct your claim decision. Okay. So, anyways, there are several reasons why you may choose this option. The higher level review is generally the fastest option. Like I said, quicker than the Board of Veterans Appeals. When appealing a VA claim decision, your case is re-examined by a senior reviewer. It's a more straightforward process since it's based on the information and evidence you've already submitted. You don't think new evidence would strengthen your claim. You believe that there was an error in your initial VA claim causing a denial or a lower rating. All right, so Veterans, if you're seeking a higher level review and you're doing an informal conference, you're on your own, I want you to understand how it works and what you need to say. First off, if you've been denied, you need to read that 17-page rating decision letter, and you need to identify, you need to look at the evidence that was used, and you need to look at the decision. You need to look at the explanation as to why it was approved or denied. Okay. Or why you believe that the evaluation, maybe you got 30% for PTSD and you feel that your symptoms are a lot worse than that. And you feel that the VA shortchanging you. You need to articulate why. So the higher level review is part of the Veterans Appeals Modernization Act of 2017. As part of the higher level review process, the VBA, the Veterans Benefits Administration, offers an optional one-time informal conference. So the informal conference is an opportunity for you, the veteran, right, to speak directly with a higher level reviewer assigned to complete the decision review. Veterans or their representative can point out errors in fact or law in their prior decision based on the record at the time the decision was issued, but they cannot, again, you cannot introduce new evidence. The VA will listen and will render a decision to overturn, uphold, or return issues for additional information based on all information discussed during the conference. So you, the veteran, need to be prepared with what you are going to talk about. You need to note what was wrong. You need to say, I provided service records and y'all didn't look at them. On page 10 of my service treatment records of active duty records, I hurt my ankle. It's right there, Mr. or Miss Rater. Okay, senior level rater. It is right there. You need to articulate that, right? The informal conference gives veterans a chance to be heard and present on the errors, okay, in fact or law they believe may have impacted their prior decision to a higher level review. Okay, so it's very important that you understand what you are refuting and disputing, okay, with the VA. You need to know. You don't want to come in there with crickets chirping and silence. You need to know and identify, and you need to make sure that it was a clear and unmistakable error and that it was absolutely wrong and that they missed it because they're humans. Again, there's a high backlog, there's high turnover within the VA, and they do miss things. Okay. But those are the things you need to get a pen and paper and you need to write down. You need to write down what you're going to discuss as well, too. Okay. So, sir, ma'am, this evidence was not used, sir or ma'am. This, you're saying this, but you're saying this about my ankle, or you're saying you denied it because there was no proof of evidence or medical records. But however, there was proof of medical records and evidence. You didn't see that. Or, hey, you said that you went with the CMP examiner's opinion of my depression, right? But did you see the outside medical opinion that I submitted from a board certified psychiatrist or psychologist showing my depression up to date? Or did you read the Nexus letter that proved how I was in Vietnam or World War II or Desert Storm, Mr. or Miss Rader? And did you see how it's tied together and that I'm diagnosed? Okay. You know, hey, I sucked it up and I dealt with my symptoms while I was in because it was frowned upon and we were belittled if I went to sick call. You didn't want to be in the sick call line or the sick call bay. You didn't want to be missing work or details. Okay. So you need to know exactly, and you need to write down, you need to be prepared on the key points and topics that you, the veteran, are going to be discussing. And you've got to go through that decision letter with a fine tooth comb. All right. And I will be making another video on how to understand the rating decision letter. Okay. On what you're looking at and what you need to identify. But always, how do you get service connected in service treatment, stressor, diagnosis, and evidence? You, the veteran, are your best advocate. Okay. So, again, if you're appealing, if you're filing a claim, you need to be educated. And there is far too much information out here on the internet between other channels and on YouTube, even channels like this, where you can get the education that you need to file your claim, to understand what these higher level reviews are, supplemental claims, if you've been denied, the whole 9 yards. It is out there. You just got to dig a little bit. Okay. And you can reach out to me, info at veteransclaimservice.com, or comment if you've had something go wrong, and we will try to respond to you the best that we can to make sure that we answer your questions. Okay, but those are what you need to be prepared for an informal conference. So just know the informal conference is not a C&P exam. They're not trying to grill you. It's an open floor for you to discuss identified errors, for you to discuss duty to assist errors, for you to discuss evidence not used, for you to make sure that everything was on the up and up, because sometimes those raters do not give the C&P examiners everything. And sometimes the raters clearly are new, are green behind the ears, and miss things as well too. Things do get overlooked. They are human when looking at things, just like you and I are. So veterans, and you got to keep going. You cannot quit. Okay. Let me explain this to a new review of the decision during your higher level review is done again by an experienced adjudicator who did not participate in the prior decision, with no submission of new evidence. This review, again, is giving you the opportunity, and it provides the possibility of overturning the decision based on difference of opinion or identifying the deficiency in the VA fulfilling its duty to assist in obtaining evidence relevant to the decision under review, right? Um, so it is an opportunity for you. And if you don't know what you're talking about going into it, then you need to be prepared before you file for that higher level review. You need to be prepared before you have that phone call. It is not a video call. They call you on the phone and they set up a time with you, and you need to make sure that you don't miss that phone call. You need to make sure that you are available. And then sometimes they will have you call in and leave a message on the voicemail on their line as well too, on a date and your availability as well. But again, you are just pointing out the errors identified, or whatever it is that happened in your claim. You are identifying that they have a duty to assist you, clear and unmistakable errors, and things that were not used, that should have been used maybe as evidence in your claim that you were denied for. Okay. So those are things that you need to be prepared for. You are your best advocate. You need to have things written down. You need to understand what you're going to say. You need to understand the difference between the higher level review and the supplemental claim. Remember, the supplemental claim, new and relevant evidence may be submitted, and that's on a 0995 form. The higher level review is the 0996 form. And again, you're just stating your case in point of errors that were in your claim. But you will not know that if you do not read your rating decision letter. So if you've been denied, find out why, get the help that you need, reach out if you need help understanding what your rating decision letter means and what they are saying, if you just can't navigate or comprehend it. Okay. So today, thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment, share this out with a battle buddy, partner. We thank you for your service, but that is what a higher level review is. That's the difference between a higher level review and supplemental claim. Know those differences. Board of Veterans Appeals would be the last option I'd go with, because the backlog is tremendous and you'll be waiting a long time. But the higher level review, that is what we discussed today. What an informal conference is, what you need to say, what you need to be prepared for, understanding your rating decision letter, and the form to file it on. So again, veterans, stay in the fight, keep going. We are here for you. You can reach out to us at info@veteransclaimservice.com. We'll try to answer any questions that we can. And we just want you to know that you matter. And like, subscribe, comment, share this video out if you find it useful and helpful. Thank you for your service to our country, and thank you for tuning in today. The Veterans Claim Servants and Off the Battlefield podcast thanks you, and we are out.